Stargate. Put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure.
The data centers are actually under construction. The first of them are under construction in Texas, the Abilene location, which is our first location.
I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era.
Welcome to the site of Project Stargate, a very mysterious, much talked about, much speculated about project. If it all comes together, building after building on this red dirt behind me will be filled with chips that'll power the AI revolution.
What we're undergoing right now is sort of the largest infrastructure build in human history. It's going to create new ways of doing business, it's going to create new ways of invention, and it's going to really drive humanity forward.
I was in the real estate business. These buildings, these are big, beautiful buildings. They're going to employ a lot of people.
When Stargate was first announced, there was a lot of skepticism. A lot of people thought it's just too big to be true. So this is your very first look.
What will eventually be here is 8 separate buildings, all containing very large clusters of fully interconnected GPUs.
Yeah.
Crusoe's 8 planned buildings will hold up to 400,000 chips, which would make this one of the world's largest known compute clusters. The partners behind Stargate, OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank, have committed $100 billion to the project so far, and claim they're prepared to put in 5 times that as they expand to multiple sites. This first site in Abilene has been dubbed Project Ludicrous. The whole thing is supposed to be done by mid-2026.
So we are going to go to one of the GPU data halls where there will be a very large cluster of Blackwell GPUs.
Blackwell is the newest AI-optimized chip from NVIDIA. Once the 8 buildings of Project Ludicrous are complete, each of them will hold up to 50,000 chips to be installed by Stargate partner Oracle.
Wow.
This is where the GPUs will go.
This is where the GPUs are going. I've been waiting for this.
This is where the AI factory will be.
All right. This is what an AI factory looks like.
And it truly is like a factory, but the difference is the end product that gets manufactured here is intelligence. To just take note of is just the amount of stuff happening overhead. You can kind of see these very large pipes that distribute cold water to the individual chips to cool them down.
The water is needed because GPUs run very hot, and keeping them cool typically involves an evaporation process that can consume millions of gallons of water per day. That's raised concerns about the sustainability of this AI boom. With Stargate, though, Crusoe says it's bypassed this problem, using what's called a closed-loop system, which keeps the water permanently encased within pipes.
You can put 1 million gallons in, and then you don't need more forever.
Yeah, that's essentially right. We basically fill it one time, and then we're done, and that's something we can easily coordinate with the city in terms of getting 1 million gallons of water one time.
Buildings full of chips aren't enough. You also need energy, lots and lots of energy. That could be a problem for the climate and a limiting factor in the growth of AI.
Let me sort of put this in perspective for you. If you look at a data center 20 years ago, an individual rack in the data center would typically be budgeted to consume between like 2 and 4 kilowatts. Today, with the latest and greatest configuration from NVIDIA, we budget 130 kilowatts per rack. So you're talking about almost 2 orders of magnitude increase. The complete transformation in terms of the amount of infrastructure required to support this workload. And so that has become the major bottleneck.
So AI data centers can't be located just anywhere. You need a location with lots of available power. And West Texas happens to fit the bill.
This is the first 200 megawatt substation. Right over here, there's going to be developed an incremental 1 gigawatt substation. So the total power capacity for the site will be a total of 1.2 gigawatts.
As more and more AI data centers come online in the next few years, they'll add many gigawatts of demand to an already overstressed grid. According to one estimate, data centers could consume more than 8% of America's electricity by 2035. And while the International Energy Agency predicts renewables will meet about half that demand, the rest will mostly come from coal and gas. Crusoe is even building its own gas power plant on site as a backup. For now, Stargate seems to have the resources it needs to accomplish its goals.